She's from Jamia Millia Islamia and Department of Education. Dr. Noura Abdul Kader, she was a renowned academician, and she done a lot of research works and contributions towards the mainly English language teaching and like education and technology, some regarding guidance and counseling, etc. Lastly, she was awarded, or she was funded for her research from Indian Council for Social Science Research (ICSSR) on exploring the influence of celebrity obsession on psychological well-being, multiple screen addiction, and body image dissatisfaction among adolescents. And she was constantly producing a lot of research papers, and it can be evident in different online platforms like research aids, etc. And uh, she was a resource person in different programs, like in even in Kerala, Aligarh Muslim Universities of campus, in Malappuram district in Kerala, and in University of Kerala, she had managed, or she was a resource person for so many programs. And for this program, it will be very she will be very suitable for interact with us. uh, I don't like to extend my words. It is a time to the introduction. So I welcome Dr. Noura Abdul Kader from Aligarh Muslim University to inaugurate this program. Okay, thank you. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ashik and Mr. Vaibhav. I hope I am audible.
Yes, I'm here perfectly audible.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Yeah. Thank you for such an elaborative introduction. Okay. So I'm very grateful to be here. First of all, I would like to thank the organizers, including Jamia Millia Islamia and the college at Edavana also. And I would like to congratulate at the onset itself for the organizers for coming up with such a top-notch topic, which is very much relevant in the current scenario, because we all need the, including all the researchers and also the persons who are seeking knowledge, isn't it? So I'm not going into the topic. I just want to, my duty that is vested on me is to inaugurate the webinar. So before that, I would like to shed some light on some points, because we all know that we are researchers. We are searching again, right? We are researching. So when we are researching, people are observing us. Everyone is expecting us, expecting something from us, something innovative, something novel, and also something very much useful to all the stakeholders. Stakeholders can be community, it can be society, it can be academicians or corporate sectors, anyone can be. So they are expecting something from us. And of course, we are trying very hard in order to do something. I'm not blaming anyone. We all are trying very hard to come up with good research work, good articles, and good publications. And we are doing it also. But have you ever noticed that once we are publishing something, see, for example, if it is a PhD thesis or if it is an article or publication, what is the exact output of your research work? There will be implications. You might have written 3 or 4 implications, and where are these implications implemented? That is my question. Is your result of the study taken up by government or by any other administrators? Are they putting into practice the results of your study? Have you ever noticed it? Instead of someone else citing your paper, citing in your paper in their library or your department library, what is the global output of our research work? We have to think on it. As far as the research studies conducted, the research output of India, the volume is very high. We are fourth globally in volume after the United States of America and China globally. That means in numbers, in quantity. The research publications and research work, we are very much in advance. There is a rapid growth over the years in quantity of research. And what about the quality? We are ninth in citations, which is very low citation per paper. We have a very modest H index. And when we consider our research journals, we have only a few Q1 journals in our country. That is why, because we are going behind the numbers. Number is important. See, I'm not blaming anyone. I am also one among you. We all are running behind the numbers. NIRF, if you are applying for any particular, for example, any particular job, they will ask you the number of publications, number of national and international publications, number of national and international conference attended, number of projects. Number matters. When the society, when the educational scenario is demanding numbers, we are giving the numbers. That is why we are behind it. I still remember one of my research scholars, once they asked, she or he, I'm not taking the sex of the person, came to me and told that, ma'am, my PhD thesis is only this much number of pages. It is only this particular number of pages. But all other theses of our department are higher, they have more number of pages. So I was really laughing at her because I just gave her one answer. Albert Einstein published a thesis which was only 24 pages, isn't it? John Nash also published a thesis in mathematics that was only 27 pages. Did Hilbert also publish a thesis in mathematics that was only 27 pages? No.
No, you are not audible.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks.
Okay. So I just told the story of my research scholar who came up with the number of papers. That means she told me that. Did you hear that point?
Yes, ma'am. Till Albert Einstein. Could you please
Okay.
tell me?
So my point is that don't go behind the number of number. Just we have to focus more on quality. Now, when we are coming up to this very particular topic, that how to avoid a desk rejection. So I'm not bluffing. It is evident that Nature India in 2018 reported that Indian submissions face high desk rejections. Elsewhere, editors also said that greater than 70, more than 70% of Indian manuscripts are rejected on the desk stage. Even Scopus data is also telling the same thing. And they are also giving certain reason. It can be because of the lack of language clarity, lack of novelty, weak methodology that we are following, lack of originality, and it can be also because of poor English. The problem with us is that we may have a lot of idea. Sometimes we may not be able to express it. The proper encoding is not taking place, then decoding also will not taking place, whether it is in the oral communication or in the written communication. So we have to be more focused on what we are writing, try to express explicitly what we want to exactly. And also, I would like to keep one point in front of you is that rejection is not a problem, but we should learn from rejection. That is important. When I applied for the ICSSR project, 3 times it was rejected. And it was on the fourth time I was awarded with that 10 lakhs project of ICSSR. So the point is that rejection is not a problem, but rejection can be a problem when you are not looking into why it is being rejected. If you are not able to maintain yourself, if you are not able to overcome your problems, your weakness, and you are still going with that, I'm on the high horse. I'm on the high horse because they rejected, it is because of their problem. Once we are in that particular mindset, you will never grow. We have to improve a lot. We have to learn from the rejection. We have to identify our mistakes and then move on. When moving into the writing of the abstract is considered as the, what to say, skeleton of the paper. Any paper skeleton is considered as the abstract, starting from the topic sentence, moving importance of the study, highlighting the methodological design of your study, and finally when you are ending up with the anticipated result and the very subtle importance of your research study, there comes the end of the abstract, and it should be very clearly and vividly written. So, by this point, I'm not going to intrude into the topic of Dr. Sonal Sharma, because I'm sure that being one of the research scholars of Aligarh Muslim University and one of our favorite students, she will be able to give you more explanation in more detail into how to avoid a desk rejection. And I'm sure she will deliver it as per your satisfaction. Thank you so much. Okay, and
Thank you,
officially,
Dr. Nora.
I'm considering it as being inaugurated. Okay.
Thank you so much, Dr. Nora, for your thoughtful words and laying a strong foundation for today's session.
Thank
We definitely have to shift our mindsets and move on with academic rigor and quality. I believe that everyone here is to learn and to enhance that, not getting their papers rejected at the first step.
Exactly.
Now, it is my honor to introduce our session speaker for today, Dr. Sonal Sharma, Assistant Professor at School of Education, Central University of Gujarat, Vadodara. For that purpose also, I would like to invite Dr. Ashik for a formal introduction of our session. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can hear. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So, welcome, Dr. Sonal Sharma, to this program. And we all know that she was assistant professor of School of Education, Central University of Gujarat, Vadodara. And it's been very interesting when I look into her profile. She was a postgraduate in biotechnology and came to education. That is very nice for me because I was an science student, but into arts subject and then like the teaching this area. So it is very useful for the new generation. We always talk about multidisciplinary, right? So we all know that Dr. Sonal Sharma, she's now uh, professor uh, in Department of Education, and she was very expertise in her area, like pedagogy of biology, inclusive education, curriculum development, guidance, counseling, stress management, education technology, etc. And was a recipient of prestigious Zakir Hussain Prize, and she was foremost PhD scholar of Aligarh Muslim University. That was Dr. Noora already stated that. And it was also a great opportunity to meet our former teachers and students and be a part of this type of webinars. So I welcome Dr. Son Sharma this webinar, and on behalf of Jamia Nadavia Edamanna, Kerala, and Jamia Millia Islamia, and the University of Free State, South Africa, on behalf of this conference. So I request Dr. Sonal Sharma to be a part of this webinar and take this session. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely welcome, ma'am. And I will just take 2 more minutes to invite Dr. Vasil K here, who is an Chief Academic Officer of Jamia Nadvaya Advanna here. And he has also done his PhD from Aligarh Muslim University. Yeah, so he will be briefing about the international conference that will be held on 8th and 9th October. Dr. Vasil, can you hear me?
Yeah. Am I audible?
Yes, you're perfectly audible.
Thank you, Mr. Vaibhav. Thank you, Dr. Noora ma'am, and Dr. Sonal. Okay. Uh, we were in the same department, and it's nice to see you here also. Dear audience, this pre-conference workshop, How to Avoid a Desk Reject, it is being organized as part of our upcoming international conference. You may be knowing that Jamia Millia Islamia, Jamia Nadawiya Adavanna, and the University of Free State, South Africa, is jointly organizing this international conference on 8th and 9th of October 2025. And the theme of conference is Transcending Boundaries in Higher Education, Disciplines, Policies, Innovations, and Global Challenges. We included a multidisciplinary, a wide range of sub-themes also. And we'll be sharing the WhatsApp group details. You may join in that. Then you can get the more details about that. And the major themes, including the pedagogical and disciplinary discourse, are language and communication, culture, and the innovations, policies, um, and technology, AI, integration, pedagogy, and many all the topics. There are many subtopics are there. You can see it in the screen also. Okay. I don't want to take much time. We are eagerly waiting for the session today. We'll be sharing the group links and emails and other details. You can go through it and okay. Thank you, Vaibhav. Vaibhav is one of the campus conference ambassador fellow, and he is doing great. Thank you, Vaibhav. Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Vasim. Yeah. So, dear participants, kindly note that the last date for abstract submission is tomorrow, and sorry for the late reminder. But yeah, we would love it if you would register by tomorrow also. If there is some personal request, we can accommodate that. Without further delay, Dr. Sonal, the stage is yours. If you would like to present the screen, that can also be possible. Welcome again, ma'am. Yeah.
A very good evening to all of you. Am I audible?
Yes, you're perfectly audible.
Okay. So I'm really grateful to Jamia Millia Islamia and the Jamia Advana for giving me this opportunity. And I'm really grateful for the kind words and for the introduction that Dr. Ashik gave. And thank you to Mr. Vaibhav also. I'm like, I'm diving into the memories after seeing Noora ma'am and my senior was. So I'm really happy. And I have not imagined that at this moment I will get a chance to see my seniors and my teachers. So thank you once again. And I'm sharing my screen. I hope my PPT is visible.
Yes, ma'am.
So today I'm going to discuss how to avoid a desk rejection. So what is desk rejection and how to avoid it so that our manuscript is finally accepted in the reputed journals. So before understanding how to avoid it, we should know what is desk rejection. So desk rejection means that our manuscript that we have submitted, uh, like it has not been sent to the peer review process. It has been rejected at the first stage only. The editor or the associate editor rejects it. So now, what is the difference between the desk rejection and the rejection after the peer review process? In the desk rejection, it is the responsibility solely of the editor or the associate editor. He has the responsibility that if he is not liking the manuscript after going through the abstract or the main part or the content of the manuscript, he or she can reject it. But when a manuscript reaches to the peer review process, it is the shared responsibility of the reviewers. and peer review process done when manuscript pass from the desk. So like it is being important to know what it matters. How can we write an effective manuscript by incorporating all the elements that the reputed journals or the editors want from the manuscript? And as Noora ma'am already said, that we Indians have a very high chance of our manuscripts getting rejected from the reputed journals like Sage, Elsevier, Taylor and Francis, Wiley. And I'm saying that because I'm a editor of the Sage journal. So Sage OP is a Scopus Q2 journal, and being a member of the editorial board, I know this that editors reject it once they are not liking the title or the abstract, and they take the decision only in 2 to 3 minutes. Trust me, your manuscript is being evaluated when it reaches to the desk of the editor, and editor takes decision only in 2 to 3 minutes after just reviewing it in a short span of time. So the desk rejection is known as the first gate of the rejection. And it is a fact that we Indians are doing good research. We Indians are not lagging behind in quality, but we Indians lag behind in the presentation of the manuscript. How we are preparing our manuscript according to the criteria of the journals. So, in this whole discussion, we will discuss how to avoid it. So, out of total 100 submissions, 65% manuscripts are rejected initially at the desk of the editor only. So, only 30 to 35% manuscript passes from that bar, and they will reach to the peer review process. First process is desk. Then after desk, if the editor approves it, then he will assign some reviewers or send invitation to the reviewers. The second process is peer review process, and in that peer review process sometimes two or sometimes three depending upon the journal. Like Elsevier journals has three reviewers, Sage has two reviewers, Wiley has two reviewers. So depending upon the journal and its criteria, so then manuscript reaches to the peer review process. Why desk rejection matters? Because it is the initial stage of our submitting the manuscript. Once we submitted the manuscript, sometimes we get to know about in 2 to 3 days only, because initial rejections comes within 6 to 7 days. The maximum time is 9 days, but once it passes from the desk and reaches to the peer review process, it will take 6 to 7 months depending upon like level of the journal and its criteria. So if you want to publish in Q1 and Q2 journals, and if it is a yearly journal or biannual, so it will take around 9 months to 1 year. So initial content assessment is there that can be done by the editor or the associate editor. And after going through the title, then abstract, and then just the main elements of the manuscript, the editor takes the decision whether he uh, passes it to the peer review process or just decline it or reject it from the desk only. So in this there are many factors that lead to the desk rejection or that act as a catalyst that will help in how we will like write our manuscript, how we'll refine our manuscript, and how to modify it. So sometimes the major problem comes as the study conducted by the Elsevier, the Indian manuscript rejected because of poor English, poor grammar, vocabulary, and lack of coherence among the abstract. Then imagine yourself being an editor and you are receiving hundreds of manuscript every week. So why you like select that particular manuscript for the peer review process? So the next question comes: what is the originality and novelty of your research? There are many people who are working in the same area. Same work is going on in our country, outside our country. So what is the thing that is making the difference between your research and the research that is conducted or taking out by the other persons? So while writing the abstract or the manuscript, you have to keep this thing in mind, that what is the original thing, what is that novelty that you want to carry out, or what is the educational implication of your manuscript. And in abstract, we will discuss it later, there should be some coherence between the different elements. We have not just write it for the sake of writing. We need to know And we need to keep in mind what are the major elements of my manuscript that I need to show it in the abstract, because abstract is the most powerful part of the manuscript. Is
Sorry to interrupt, ma'am. If you are presenting your PPT that is not visible, I think that has been transferred to the extended screen. Just like that. If not, you can directly show that without presenting.
so it is
Slides were not
so it is
changing.
not visible.
The slides were not changing. You must have been presenting that.
No, no, no. Actually, I am still. I'm in the first slide only. I'm not changing the slides.
Then that's
Okay. Yeah. So then we need to keep in mind what is the narrative that we need to keep while writing the abstract. And there should be proper linkages, there should be proper connection between the elements, and there should be some alignments. The flow should be very natural, it should not be artificial. The role of reviewing editors. So, as I already said, the main role is this editor or the associate editor or the reviewing editors. Terminologies are different, but the editors are the first who review your manuscript and decide whether to pass on the second stage or to decline it from the first stage only. So, they are evaluating on the basis of novelty, on the originality, on the contribution, educational contribution, and how is your manuscript is fitting into the scope of the journal. Because as we are knowing, there are different subjects in education only. We are having different subjects like educational technology, sociology, psychology. According to the area, we are having thousands of journals. And it is not necessary that if you are writing a paper or your manuscript on ICT, so it should fit on the journal that has name on ICT. We need to see and we need to check the scope and area whether our manuscript is aligning with its scope or not. If your manuscript is well written, if your manuscript is good, if it is methodologically sound, but still associate editor or reviewing editor declines it because maybe the reason that journal is accepting the manuscripts who are quantitative or who are publishing research focused on the specific sub area. So you need to check on the website whether your manuscript is fitting into the journal or not. And desk rejection does not always mean that your manuscript is not good or it is very poor. It means might be possible that presentation is not good. Maybe you have not selected an appropriate journal, or might be the reason that you have not considered what are the guidelines that are given on the website of the journal, how to write your manuscript according to the guidelines. So there are two important elements that we need to uh, keep in mind, or we need to always do, like what is research resilience. The role of research resilience is here. If your manuscript is declined or rejected by some journal, so do not lose hope. Consider review a pillar of your verification or for pillar of your improvement, because there is always a scope of improvement. So don't take it in a negative way, take it in, it is a first step of learning that okay, I'm getting some comments by the editor that why he or she has rejected my manuscript from that particular journal, and according to the review comments, just modify your manuscript accordingly and search appropriate journal and submit it again. So in this, communication is important. Why communication? Because if we need to submit manuscript in a good journal, you need to write a cover letter. So your cover letter must be very strong. Your cover letter must contain why your research or manuscript is different from the other researches, what is the contribution of your research in that particular field, and it must answer why you are selecting that particular journal for publishing your research or for your manuscript. And your research, if you want to target some good Q1, Q2, and Q3 journals, there should be very good methodology. Why methodology? Because research is dependent on the methodology. If you are having that sound methodology, why you have selected that particular sample, what is the need of selecting that particular sampling design. uh, Select proper tests and tool according to the objectives frame. So according to the objectives, just go and select the methodology, and according to it write a strong discussion and conclusion. As I have said, key narratives are important. If you are writing the systematic literature review for using the Prisma, or the bibliometric researches using different softwares, or qualitative researches or case studies, so don't write or compile things as it is. Just try to put or see it in the lens from the theoretical background. What is the theoretical background of your research? How your theoretical background is providing the concept for the conceptual clarity, how it is useful for building the elements of your manuscript. And you must answer these two questions before writing the theoretical framework. Then you should write the clear introduction based on, because sometimes conceptual framework or theoretical framework lays foundation for the introduction, and introduction is just not about writing the fact as it is. You must do the critical analysis, what the research gap you are finding for conducting that particular research. Because if you are not able to find that gap, you will not be able to write or to understand what is the conceptual framework for that particular research. And if your conceptual framework is not there, if a strong introduction is not there, which has several objectives, keeping on asking why there is a need of doing that research, editor never ever passes your manuscript for the peer review process. जितना strong introduction hoga, the strong impact you will be able to make on the editors or the reviewers or on the readers of your manuscript once it will be accepted. Language must be very precise. Always use academic formal tone. Don't use jargons. Don't use words that are having some meanings that are not fixed. Ambiguous words, don't use it. Just keep your language simple. Just keep your tone little softer while writing your manuscript, and interpret it, the results in the light of the proper theoretical frameworks or the accepted theories. Like you need to compare it what the theories saying and how your results and finding is different from that established fact. So as we have discussed, sometimes while writing the research, or because we are having that pressure of publishing, we are in that field where quantity matters. We all are running behind the quantity, and in that we always like forget the quality matters. And where that quality comes from? Quality comes from the academic rigor or the perfection that we are getting while writing the manuscripts. And gradually it will refine. It is not a one day process or a overnight process. We will not expect it. Okay, now we are writing normally and we are submitting it to the peer reviewed journals, and all of a sudden we will write so good, and we will submit our manuscript, and on the first trial it will accepted in Q1, Q2, or Q3. My first manuscript was rejected by 5 journals before accepting. And while this all process is going on, every time my learning was there. I'm learning why my manuscript is rejected. What is the lag? What is that gap that my manuscript is having? Why it is not good? Why journal is rejecting it? And on the basis of the comments that I got from the editors, I got to know, okay, language is not good. I need to work on the conceptual clarity. I need to work on the methodology part. And first manuscript took around 6 to 7 months before I searched a fit journal for it. And initially, I was not knowing how to select the perfect journal for the manuscript, as it is a very common among all, because we are all researchers and we never get that training how to write academic writing. ये अभी पार्ट नहीं होता है एमएड या पीएचडी का. सो वी ऑल आर इन आवर लर्निंग फेज. We all are learners. Every individual is a learner, and we still are in our learning phase. So every time, if something fail and something does not happen according to our expectations, we not need to lose hope. Here, the intrinsic motivation work, research resilience work. Okay, I will do more hard work. I will find out what is the reason that it is rejected. So you need to search that, you need to explore that, and you need to improve yourself, and it will takes place gradually. You need to keep working hard. And one thing is, don't overload your paper with the multiple ideas. A good manuscript must contain only one single idea. It must revolve around only the one idea. If you want to take multiple ideas, then write uh, manuscripts depending upon the objectives. So frame objectives like that, it should revolve around one or two central ideas, because in many good journals we have a word limit. Sometimes the major rejection comes from the editor is that your manuscript is exceeding the word limit that is expected. और ये सब कहाँ होता है? It is written in the author's guideline. When you search the website, you go through the journal website, in the author's guideline you will get to know what is the expected word count for that, what is the font size that manuscript is required, how many pages or characters they are asking. So sometimes if your manuscript is 10,000 word and that journal is expecting 6,000, or the manuscript that confined within the 6,000 word limit, how good your manuscript will be, ultimately it will be rejected by the editor saying that your manuscript is exceeding the word count. Or maybe that journal is asking the references in MLS style or Chicago style, and you have wrote your manuscript in the APA style. So before writing it or before submitting it, just check whether your manuscript fits into the scope of that journal, and what are the expectations of the editors or the reviewers that they are having. So before finalizing or submitting your manuscript, just cross check it. What is the font size? What is the font they are asking? Then alignment of the paper, then spacing of the paper, word limit of the paper. So just have a checklist and check whether you are fulfilling that criteria or not. And just take only one or two central idea and develop your manuscript according to that idea. So first draft, how to write a full-fledged or eye-catching or the introduction, that is sound. And sound introduction means there should be a proper conceptual framework that lays upon the established theories or propounded models, and it should not be defining the things as it is. Do not define. If you are writing the paper on the mental health of the research scholars or the scope of AI in higher education, so do not try to explain now what is AI, what is higher education. Person XYZ in that year said that this is that. Yeah, most of the time we will do, we are doing it, and we will do it. So do not try to explain. You are not taking a lecture or session, you are writing a manuscript for submitting it in a good journal. So just focus what you are trying to say in the introduction. Revolve your conceptual framework on the founded or the established theory of the model. Try identify the gap. Sometimes some journals need introduction separate and review of literature separate, but some journals demand only introduction, then methodology part. So it totally depends upon the journal, and it varies journal to journal. So it is not a fixed rule that what will be the elements of a manuscript. So you just need to explore that journal, and before submitting, you must check whether the elements will be there or not. And on the basis of knowledge gap or the gap that is there, craft or frame proper objectives. On the basis of objectives, just write your methodology, and just write a small glimpse of your methodology, what the researcher wants to do or what the researchers are doing in the later part. Just give an idea in the introduction only. So in that way, the reviewers and the editors will have what this manuscript is claiming, what this manuscript is all about. and use the words which are simple. Do not run behind the heavy or the complex words. Sometimes we think that okay, by writing the very fancy words, it is like a cherry on the cake, so our manuscript will be accepted. No, the simpler language your manuscript is, there are chances of having the greater impact on the readers, because your readers are not confined to the academics. Sometimes that paper is read by someone who is not from academia, who is not from your field. Maybe sometimes students will read it. So try to keep your language simple, to keep your language refined in the introduction. Try to identify the research gap. Then after research gap, just give a glimpse of the methodology part in the introduction only. Do not write, you do not need to elaborate the methodology. Just write in 2 to 3 lines what the researchers need to do, or what the researchers will do in the later part. Knowing the audience. Why it is important? It is important because if I want to write something, I must know na ki, what are the needs that my paper is cater or my paper will cater in the future. Who will read it? And before writing something, stay updated with the latest trends and the latest changes that are happening or taking place. And if you are like targeting some specific journal, so before submitting your manuscript, just go through the recent publications or the manuscripts that are published recently, so that you will be able to know what is the writing style. If that particular manuscript is accepted, then what are the elements that manuscript is having, and I need to write or I need to show it in my paper. And do not and do not give the references that are old from 10 years. Try to give the references or in-text citations which are new. New in the sense like the 5 to 8 years old. So in this way, you will be able to maintain the effectiveness, and you will be updated, and your paper is updated with the latest trends and the technologies, and what are the current educational paradigms or the paradigms that is happening or taking place in the present situation. And you need to give as many as in-text citations, because it is the proof that you, before writing something, that you must go through the different sources. You have that sound knowledge of that particular on which you are writing a paper. um, Giving in as many as in-text citation doesn't mean that कि आप citations को quote कर दो that are not relevant to your paper. So just write only, or just cite those work only that is related to your paper, that is related to your manuscript. Don't go behind the number of in-text citations. Just keep in mind also that paper is relevant to your manuscript. As I said, choosing the right journal is very important. As I told you, my experience that my first paper was rejected multiple times from the journals, but I it doesn't make me any impact, because I need to keep improvement. I need to do keep what are the things that I should incorporate in my manuscript. How I will make my manuscript more impactful, more effective in terms of its language, in terms of its methodology, in terms of its findings. Just findings are not important. How you are interpreting your findings in the light of educational context, it is important, because every paper has some findings, whether it should be quantitative or qualitative, whether your approach is mixed. But it depends how you are interpreting your findings, and how the reader will be able to generalize it in the context of the present needs. So interpretation is important, and for that you need to find what is the journal, or how will I target the right journal so that my research findings will disseminate, and it will reach to the audiences, or it will reach to the more bigger target group. So how you will find right journal? So there are many web finders, like Elsevier has its own database. You, on the basis of the abstract, you can just copy and paste on its website, and it will give you some suggestions on the nature of your abstract, that which journal is best suited to your manuscript. In the same way, Sage Finder, Wiley is also has its database and Wiley Finder, journal finders. So you can write the title of your manuscript, or you can copy paste your abstract on that, and on the basis of your uh, prompt, it will give you some suggestions. And just don't blindly follow the suggestions. Sometimes that prompters will not work in a good way. So before submitting your manuscript, please review all the suggestions that journal finder is giving you. Explore all the journals. Just go through the website, just check its aims and scope and the author's guideline, and just see its 5 or 6 latest publications. And on the basis of that, you will have an idea what kind of papers that journal is accepting. And before submitting your manuscript, because writing manuscript is not an overnight process, researchers give their precious time, they give their energy while writing the manuscript, and sometimes writing a good manuscript will take 5 to 6 months. So just be safe and protect from the clone journals and the predatory journals. So how you must be safe from that? अभी आज के टाइम पे स्कोपस के नाम पे people are looting thousands of rupees. They are saying just submit or send us 50,000 rupees, we will publish your manuscript with a good scopus based journal or web of science journal. But it is not right. Yeah, some journals have article processing charge, that is APC, and APC is there in the case of open access journals, in which your manuscript is openly accessible and available to all the readers. But if you want to publish it your manuscript as an open access, you need to give APC, that is article processing charge. But if you don't want to publish it as an open access, many journals will not take any single rupee. And most of our researchers are not aware about this fact. So, how to avoid the predatory and clone journals? Just check the Scopus database. Just copy and paste the ISSN number of the journal, paste it on the Scopus database, and it will give you whether the journal is really there, or it is a clone or fake journal or predatory journal. And sometimes third parties will come. Okay, just submit your manuscript, mail us your manuscript, and after, if you will mail, they will give you some kind of acceptance that your manuscript is accepted and you need to submit this much of amount. But a good scopus, maybe the Q1, Q2, or Q3, never accept, or they ask researchers to submit their manuscript through emails. They are having the proper portal, proper website. First, they ask you to register on the website. Then there are some steps, and the portal is so user friendly that every step is there. If you are doing it for the first time, definitely you will not have any single problem, because that portal is giving every single instruction, how to write, how to submit it, where to give all the information of the authors. They will give a portal to submit a cover letter also, your supplementary material also. So a journal that is authentic, a journal that is not fake or clone or predatory, they will never ask to submit your paper or manuscript through emails. And before submitting your hard work, your work that you have given your time, you have given your energy, you have given your patience, your sleepless nights, please check whether the journal is authentic or not on the journal website by checking the ISSN number, on the Scopus website, or on the Web of Science website. We have already discussed that we need to be precise. We don't need to use those heavy artificial words while writing the abstract or introduction. It must be as simple as possible so that the meaning must be easily conveyed. And your tables, figures must have proper specifications, and you must use in the prop if you are using or preparing the figures, so it should have proper visibility, they must have proper captions, and table must be according the guidelines that the journal is offering, according prepare tables accordingly. Now, what is the role that title carries? Do not go beyond the set criteria or the established bars that we are having, that we need to write initially we have that trend of writing the paper like a study on, a study of. Abhi ye trend, it is now outdated. We don't go behind it, but don't use too fancy words or too fancy things or jargons or the words that are ambiguous while writing the title for your manuscript. Your title must have proper meaning. Your title must convey what the researcher wants to do. It should have some key reflections and it must focus around the variables or the area that the researcher is exploring. These are the title of some of my papers that has been accepted recently this year only in the, actually I don't want to give the other
Ma'am,
examples, so that's why I have given the.
ma'am, your PPT you are not presenting right now.
Okay. It is not visible.
Yeah, it's not visible.
Okay, just give me a moment.
Ma'am, right from the beginning, your slides were not visible.
Okay, okay. Just give me a moment, please.
तुम यार एक काम करो ना, तुम्हारा 8:30 बंद होता है,
No issues. After the screen
हेलो,
gets visible, you can have a quick
मैं
wrap up
8:20 पहुंच जाऊंगा,
on
ठीक
the
है?
slides which were missed. Right?
चलेगा?
Also, we can share the PPT among
अरे
all of
यार,
you. Kindly note that the
8:28
last
है
date
ना,
is tomorrow and the feedback form has already
और
been
उसके बाद
shared.
क्लोजिंग टाइम क्या है?
Along with that, also see uh, the group
8:30.
joining link
मैं
and
8:20 पे
test
पहुंच
link of
जाऊंगा.
the international conference for further details
20 मिनट्स तो दे दे
about
यार.
the conference, right? Also, you must have some queries. So prepare
आज
that.
कौन सा हुआ?
After the deliberation, we will
ज्यादा
be
मैंने किया
having
है, ठीक है?
an active question answer.
हाँ, तूने सुबह उठाने के लिए किया था. 30 मिनट्स अगो है, ठीक है? हेलो,
I
नहीं
would
नहीं
also
नहीं
like to take this
नहीं, मैं
opportunity
पक्का आऊंगा.
for self-investing me myself. There is a clause when you do abstract that if you have heard about the conference providing the
अरे यार,
campus
थोड़ा
ambassador,
सा रुक जा,
if you would like
सबर कर,
to have my name on it,
लोकेशन भेज दे.
then I would be grateful and glad. Yes, ma'am. The screen is now visible. You can just wrap it up through the slides of the title and when where you were
ठीक है?
reflecting your contributions recently.
ठीक है.
Try moving the slides a bit.
Is that visible now?
Yes, it's visible.
Okay.
And we can only see the first page.
Right now.
That's the issue.
First page now. This person.
I think it's all right. Like, ma'am,
Yeah.
you're very clear. The concept is very clear. I think we can do without the PPT as well.
Okay.
It's all right. Like, I believe it's all right.
The explanations was very.
With the Mr. Weber. So if he wants, he will share in the group. So I was discussing that don't go beyond like on the set criteria that we are having now, like a study of.
Ma'am,
title
can you
speak-
just tell me can you share the PPT with me? I can present
Okay.
with the page number.
Yeah. I hope a bit visible here.
Yes, try moving it. to the next.
Now the slides are moving.
Nothing is audible.
Now the slide scene?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Still not. Okay, so I will share it with the Mr. Vaibhav and just
It's
give.
all right, ma'am. You continue with your presentation. It's very clear. It's very lucid. You continue.
So, okay, so I'm just continuing with the presentation. I will share the PPT with the Mr. Vaibhav. So, we were discussing that the title must be very crisp. It must be attractive. Don't go beyond the set criterias like a study of, a study on. It must be some elements that are eye catching, that must be attractive so that it can attract uh, the attention of the editor. The basis of that framed your title accordingly. Like, what are the new trends that you must see before having that titles? So just write it accordingly. Just go through some recent publications of the Q1 and Q2 journals, what they are saying. So I was saying that your title must contain a clear topic, some interesting things, or the key insight, and what that manuscript is all about. Like, is ChatGPT the future of academic writing? A sequential explanatory study to explore generative conversational AI as an academic writing support tool for research scholars. It is my research paper that is published recently in the Bulletin of Science and Technology, that is Sage Scopus Q1 journal, in July only. Secondly, like beyond text, ChatGPT is an emotional resilience support tool for Gen Z, a sequential explanatory exploratory exploration that is published in e-learning and digital media, Sage Publications, Scopus Q2. Integrating AI in academia, a SAM evaluation of research scholars' usage intentions on ChatGPT. That is higher learning research communications. Scopus Journal, Walden University Journal, it is Scopus Q2. So my point was saying that just have some elements that are different from all those researches that are being conducted or doing in the same area. Your title must have that essence of novelty and originality, and it must convey how your manuscript is different from the other manuscripts. And secondly, it must attract the attention of the editor as well, because he's the or she's one who will take decision on the basis of your title, your abstract only, in just 2 to 3 minutes. So don't go beyond with that bars. You should write your article or the title of your article in a set prescribed way. In present times, the trend is changing. Now people are, and the readers as well as the editors and reviewers, they want every now and then every new thing that must attract them, that must catches the attention of the readers. So it must include the target audience to whom you are uh, catering or to whom you are targeting, and your title and abstract is your first impression. And then it should have a good methodology, we have already discussed. And you must keep in mind that you must have all those things while submitting, that how to write your manuscript, how to submit your manuscript, whether you go for a APC, article processing charge for open access, or you want to go, you don't want to go for it. If you don't want to go for it, your paper will be published as a close. Only abstract will be visible. And while writing this, you need to keep in mind what are the construct and measures that are clearly aligned with your introduction and your review part that must identify the research gap. So with this, I must say thank you to the organizers. And now the house is open for the discussion. So if you are having any doubt, any query, you can ask me. How to script. And in that process, you will learn a lot.
Oh, thank you so much, ma'am.
My major abstracts would be always in past tense, if even if study not conducted it at the time of submission, or it will be in future tense.
Mr. Atul, because abstract is all about the summary. It is all about the filter part that you wrote after writing the manuscript, and you have already conducted that study. So the methodology part must be in past tense, and the implications and the contributions will be in present or in the future tense, depending upon how you are writing it.
Comment one more thing. Actually, I was reading that brochure, and I may be wrong, but I found that somewhere it is written if he or she stuck with PPT, then he or she will not provide the certificate. That seems odd for me because if you can stuck with PPT, maybe I can also stuck with PPT, ma'am.
I'm not getting your question. Can
Actually,
you explain me a little bit?
yeah, ma'am. Yeah, I was reading a brochure of the, somewhere it was written that if someone during online presentation, if someone stuck with PPT, then he or she will not be provided certificate.
You are talking about this conference that is going to be scheduled on 8th to 9th October?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. So I'm not knowing about it because I'm not part of the organizing team. So I really hope.
Ma'am, I can speak for that. We have not released any brochure or flyer suggesting that. So I think somewhere there is a miscommunication.
Okay, sir. Sorry, sir, but I was
It's
little
all right.
confused.
See, human mistakes might happen.
Yeah, sir. Yeah.
It's perfectly normal, and like we are humans. We can always accommodate issues, right?
Because
Even if you are
that
presenting a
problem, sir.
paper, I think people will be empathetic enough to understand that there might be issues, there might be technical issues. It's all right.
Okay, sir. I have given this feedback in feedback form also. So please, sorry for that.
No need to apologize, I think.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Because you have a query, so you ask, so no need to say sorry or apologize. And because I'm not a part of the organizing team, that's why I said the organizers will clear your query.
Got it, ma'am. Thank you.
Ma'am, may I ask something? I am from Jamia Nadvi Adavanna. I'm part of the organizing team. So like we have been receiving abstracts.
Excuse me, gentlemen. Excuse me, gentlemen, gentle ladies. ये query जो है ये डॉक्टर सोनल का लेक्चर ये कंप्लीट होने के बाद में यार कोई प्रश्न पूछे तो मैं समझता थी उत्तम होगा। इससे जो है टाइम वेस्ट हो रहा है और बीच में इंटर करना जो ठीक नहीं, जहाँ तक मेरा समझना ये है। बेटा कंटिन्यू करें और बहुत अच्छे से आप बोल रहे हैं। जो बीच में बोल रहे हैं हम उनसे रिक्वेस्ट करते हैं बीच में ना बोला, जब कंप्लीट हो जाए देन यू कैन आस्क द क्वेश्चन। Okay, please.
And I want to clear that session is already over. So now the house is already open for the question answers. So they are asking. Other question?
Ma'am, my question was like, where do we draw the line on AI generated stuff? Like, to what extent can we use AI? Of course, we can use it for idea generation. And where do we draw the line?
Mr. Manoj, you have asked a very relevant questions because in India now we are not having that softwares who detects the AI. Only we are having that facility in Turnitin, and only some of the institutes are having that AI flag within the Turnitin. Like IITs are having that facilities. They are providing this AI flag content, and having some freely software available softwares, and that once we submit our manuscript to detect the AI flag or AI content, they will store our data into its database. And once you submit your manuscript to the journal, they have many softwares they will detect, and they will reject your manuscript by saying that your manuscript is having AI flag or AI content according to its desired limit. So as I said, I am the editor of Sage, that is Scopus Q2. So the guideline that it is having that AI flag must be, or AI content must be less than 20%. So if that paper is having AI content or AI flag beyond 20%, then only we will consider it. If that limit exceeds beyond 20%, we will reject it. And being a reviewer of the many journals like Frontiers or Elsevier or Springer, we are having that strict guidelines regarding the AI plaque and the AI generated content. So we must be very careful. Don't use AI in Access or Chat GPT or Perplexity, or we are having different AI softwares now. Just have some uh, refinement from that. Use your own vocab and try to improve it by using your own vocab, your own language. And if you find any difficulty, just take help from the person who is having that literature background, or who is having the good English, or whose command on the language is good. In that way, you will be able to be safe or to be protected from that AI generated content or AI black content. But don't you overuse it, because once your paper will reach its limit, no matter how good your paper is, no matter how methodological sound your manuscript is, but even Q3 and Q4 journals will also reject it, depending upon the AI flag. Now, this is a very emerging issue among all the journals, and they are not accepting the manuscripts. Any other question?
Mr. Ayush has raised.
Yes, good evening, ma'am. Ma'am, I am a UG student from MIT University and I am in second year. I am starting research journey from now. So can you please tell me some tips I can follow for my future?
Yes, Mr. Ayush. The tips that I want to give you: be original, don't go beyond the quantity. Just write your first manuscript using your raw ideas and then refine it gradually. And your methodology should be very sound. Don't go beyond like what is there in the previous studies. Try to find what is the literature gap, and your manuscript must convey the gap, and on the basis of that gap, write your paper. Your paper must have some educational implications. So before writing a manuscript, just read as many as papers as possible, and don't read the papers or the journals that are published in normal journals. Just have establish some good criteria and try to some journal or papers from the good journals. Once you will read it, you will gradually have an idea how to write and practice, because practice makes a man perfect. So just don't hide, or just don't expect that in the single day or with a single paper you will be able to write a good manuscript that will be accepted in a Q1 or Q2 or Q3 journal. So just keep improving, keep writing, and read as many as literature as possible. Just go through as many as papers based on your topic or area.
Ma'am, good general such as
As I told now, from Taylor and Frank's, Elsevier, Sage, Willy, Frontiers, we have many journals, many good journals.
Ma'am, good evening. I'm Cheryl. Thank you for a really excellent presentation, and it's really opened my eyes for sure towards publishing. I had two questions for you, ma'am. One is, when there is a desk reject, right? Is there a reason that is provided for the desk reject? And the second question is, I'll put it on the this. Okay, would you suggest we publish in open access journals or subscription based journals?
So, Cheryl, it depends upon the editors. Sometimes editors rejected the manuscript, and they will not give you the any reason. They just send you an email mentioning two words: we are regret to inform that your manuscript has been declined ID, and we hope this rejection would not influence your further submissions in this journal. So we are doing it.
Yeah,
And it
that's the sad part, because then how do I know where am I supposed to
exactly. But it depends upon that the guideline that journal or that team is having or giving to its editors or the associate editors. Because when I was new, I was submitting my first or second manuscript, journal rejected it, and I was complete naive. Ki, what is the problem? What is the fault in my manuscript? Who will tell me? How will I improve myself? But luckily, we are having some journals that rejects the manuscript. They give you the reasons. They give you the specifications why they have rejected your manuscript, but those are very few in number. We will count it on the fingertips. They are very few.
Okay.
And the second question, what you have asked, sorry, I forgot.
Whether it's better to do an
Yeah,
open access or
it totally depends upon the fund because many open access journals have APC in lakhs. Sage Open has in around 2 lakhs. And Taylor and Frank is of Billy journals. Some journals they are having APC plus there are GST and the tax and the charges that we need to give to that journal. So if you are having that fund, if you are in university supporting you or they're giving you funds, if you are having some agencies which are funding your work or your work is a part of some project, you will have no problem in managing the fund. So go for the open access. But if you are a researcher, if you are working in some private institute or in some affiliated colleges, then no need to go behind the open access because it will cost you a lot of money. And how will we manage that money? Till now, I have not published my any of the paper in journal that is asking for the APC. Till now, my 6 papers are published in a single year, in this year only, and all are without APC. So, okay, correct. If you are having funders, if you are having persons who are supporting you, then go for the open access. Otherwise, it doesn't make any difference because your abstract is visible to all. And many of the times, readers will have that idea or just by just going through your abstract and the keywords.
Got it. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sonal. There were plenty of queries also, but we are running out of time. So thank you again, ma'am, for your that enlightening and practical session.
Good evening, Weber sir. Only one questions.
That will be last.
Only one questions. How to check plagiarism in our abstract?
How to check flag? AI?
Plagiarism.
Yeah. AI flag or normal content writing flag?
Normal content.
Normal flag, we are having many softwares now like Turnitin, Ubuntu, but don't go for the softwares that are easily available or that are freely available on the internet because they will save your information. They will save your information or paper in its database, and later when you submit your paper or manuscript to the good journal, the journal will reject it by saying that your paper is having flag.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, sorry, can I just ask you to repeat that, ma'am? You said not to do it on?
The softwares that are freely available on the internet. Many of the times there are free flag checker, free AI flag checker on the internet. Now, so don't save your information, your hard work or hard earned results on that softwares because they will save your findings, your abstract, your content in its database. So just use the softwares that are subscribed by the university on which you are having some like reliability like Turnitin and Ubuntu.
And ma'am, but sorry for extending your time limit, but then Turnitin can also flag AI generated content?
Yeah.
Okay.
Turnitin has both the facilities. It will show you or give you the AI generated content as well. But only IITs, NITs are having subscription of that because AI subscription is cost in lakhs and crores. So every institute has not that facility or the add-on with the Turnitin.
Got it.
But we have some word limit, ma'am. I think so. We have some word limit, you know.
No. Turnitin and Ubuntu has not having any word submit as many as papers or pages to the Turnitin.
I don't think authentic softwares for checking plagiarism and AI have such word limits. Only the open access, freely available, or we can say forged, which collects our databases, right?
But they are not reliable, so don't go for it.
Exactly. It was indeed an enlightening session, ma'am. Such a practical insight directly from the editorial desk, we can say that how to manage your paper, make your paper so that it won't be rejected. Thank you again, ma'am. Thank you so much. As we are come to the close of this engaging session, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude in a formal vote of thanks to our inaugural speaker, Dr. Noora, for her insightful words and founding the strong inaugural session. To our session speaker, Dr. Sonal, for delivering such a valuable and thought-provoking session directly from the desk, we can say as a part of the editorial board of Sage Open Journal. To Dr. Vasil, who was there and for guiding them and us also about the conference which is to be held. Mr. Donny, who was there in constant contact with me while organizing this session, and Dr. Samir for their support, and to all the participants who have joined us and making this event truly interactive. Special thanks to the organizing institutions, Jamia Millia Islamia, Jamia Nadwaiya Adwana, and the University of the Free State of South Africa for their collaboration. This is not the end. This is only the beginning. And we look forward to welcoming you all into our international conference on transcending boundaries in higher education. Remember, the dates are 8th and 9th October 2025. Also, remember to submit your abstracts. The last date is tomorrow. Sorry for the late reminder, I can say. Once again, thank you everyone for your active participation. Wishing you all the best in your research and publication journeys. Have a wonderful evening ahead. Thank you, everyone. Thank you all. Thank you, ma'am, for accepting the last minute invitation to be our expert. That was definitely
Thank you to all of you.